Geobyte.
Hello, dear friends. Welcome to the Geobyte. In this video, let us discuss the solutions for the previous ESET problems given for design of machine elements. Dear friends, since all these problems were already asked in the ESET exam, there is a trend that the questions are frequently repeating. Therefore, you please treat each and every problem is equally important in this video. After listening all these problems, you go through the practice. While you are practicing, if you find any doubt, you please send all your doubts to Geobyte. Definitely, I will answer all your questions within 24 hours. Look at the very first problem. Very first problem is, it is asked in 1991. In a quarter ton belt drive, the driving and driven pulleys are, you know, quarter ton belt drive is a special kind of belt drive where the driver and driven are connected at right angles to each other or normal to each other. Therefore, angle between the driver shaft and driven shaft is 90 degrees. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the second problem asked in 1992. A belt can transmit maximum power when the total tension of the drive is, you know, the condition for maximum power transmission. The condition for maximum power transmission, maximum power transmission the condition for maximum power transmission is maximum tension equal to 3 times the centrifugal tension, where Tc equal to centrifugal tension. I hope you clearly got my point. The answer is the maximum tension. Let me read the problem once again. A belt can transmit maximum power when the total tension is 3 times the centrifugal tension. Therefore, option C is absolutely correct. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the third problem. It is asked in 1994. For transmitting the power without slip, one of the following drives is used. You know, for avoiding the slip, for avoiding the slip, avoiding the slip in the drive, slip in the drive, for avoiding the slip in the drive, remember, you need to select either gear drives or chain drives. Gear drives and chain drives can avoid the slip. Look at the options. Belt drives, no. Rope drives, no. Cone drives, no. Option D, chain drives, absolutely correct. I hope you got my point. Let us take the next problem. Look at the fourth problem. It is asked in 1994. It is like this. For transmitting power between the two shafts which are right angles but intersecting, the gearing is, the two shafts are right angles to each other and axis of the shafts are intersecting. That kind of drive is done by bevel gear mechanism. This problem is very important problem. That's why let me mark this is the 5-star problem. 5-star problem means most expected problems. I hope you got my point. Let us take the next problem. Look at the fifth problem. It was asked in 1995. It is given like this. A cylindrical journal bearing pressure is 5 Newton per mm square. The bearing pressure Pb equal to 5 Newton per mm square, in which 40 mm diameter shaft is rotating. The diameter of the shaft equal to 40 mm. With an axial load 10 kilonewtons. Axial load, let it be W, 10 kilonewton. It is equal to 10 into 10 power 3 newtons. Then the length of the bearing would be, you are asked to find the length of the bearing L. Dear friends, remember the bearing pressure Pb equal to load by surface area. Load by surface area. Load by surface area equal to length multiplied by diameter. From this, the length of the bearing equal to load divided by bearing pressure multiplied by diameter. The load is given 10 kilonewtons. So 10 into 10 power 3 divided by bearing pressure. Bearing pressure is 5 Newton per mm square multiplied by the diameter. The diameter of the journal or the shaft diameter D equal to 40 mm. You simplify this value for getting the length of the bearing equal to 50 mm. 50 millimeters. I hope all of you clearly understood. Look at the options. Option C. Look at the option C. Option C is absolutely correct. Since this problem also very important problem I am making, it is also a 5-star problem. 5-star problem. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the sixth problem. This problem was asked in 1997. Look at the problem. In a belt drive, if the velocity of the belt is doubled, if the velocity of the belt V equal to, otherwise V dash equal to 2 times the V, okay, then the centrifugal tension, very easy problem. Centrifugal tension Tc equal to m V dash square. M into V dash equal to what? V dash equal to 2V whole square. It is equal to 4 times the mv square. The normal centrifugal tension equal to mv square. Since normal centrifugal tension is mv square, when the velocity is doubled, when the belt velocity is doubled, the centrifugal tension is increased by 4 times mv square. Therefore, centrifugal tension is increased by 4 times. Option D is absolutely correct. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the seventh problem. It was asked in 95. It is given like this. This problem also very important. Let me mark as 5-star problem. Very important problem. Let me read the problem. A belt drive system, the included angle of the belt is 45 degrees and coefficient of friction 0.2. Then effective coefficient of friction would be, dear friends, for V belt drive, effective coefficient of friction and rope belt drive. rope belt drive, effective coefficient of friction, effective coefficient of friction, effective coefficient of friction mu dash equal to mu by sin alpha. What is the mu value given? Given mu value is 0.2 divided by alpha equal to 45 sin 45. 0.2 divided by sin 45 is 1 by root 2. You simplify this value for getting around 0.228. Therefore, option C is absolutely correct. I hope you got my point. Let us take the next problem. Look at the 8th problem given in 1995 like this. A shaft is subjected a bending moment M and torque T. The equivalent torque is, remember my dear friends, when the shaft is subjected to both torque and bending moment, here equivalent torque T equal to root over M square plus T square and equivalent bending moment MA equal to half into M plus root under M square plus T square. So this is the equivalent bending moment and this is the equivalent torque. Anyhow, for this problem, since it is asked equivalent torque, the equivalent torque is root under M square plus T square. Therefore, option A is absolutely correct. Let's go for the next problem. Look at the 9th problem asked in 2011. The initial tension of the bolt in MKS units used for making fluid tight joint is equal to, dear friends, the initial tension Pi equal to 2840 into D. It is in SI system international. Whereas in MKS system, the problem is asked for MKS system. With MKS system, the initial tension Pi equal to 284 D. Therefore, option A itself is absolutely correct. It is with the MKS system. MKS system. I hope you got my point. Let us take the next problem. Look at the 10th problem asked in 2011. The hub length of the flange coupling should not be less than, dear friends, for the flange coupling, empirical relations. Dear friends, empirical relations means the relations which are decided by experience or practice are called empirical relations. For the flange coupling, the outer diameter of the flange, that outer diameter of the flange may be D0 equal to 4D, where small d equal to shaft diameter. Pitch circle diameter of bolt dp is equal to 3d. Outer diameter of the hub, let it be d equal to 2d, and thickness of the flange, thickness of the flange TF equal to 0.5D, where here D equal to shaft diameter, where D equal to shaft diameter. Now look at the options. He is asking length of the hub, right? Okay, I forgot to write the length of the hub. Length of the hub. Length of the hub. Length of the hub L equal to 1.5 D, where D equal to shaft diameter. Anyhow, this problem is asked for the length of the hub. The length of the hub is 1.5 D. Therefore, option C is absolutely correct. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the 11th problem, was asked in 2012. It is given like this. The velocity of the belt of mass m and tension T for maximum power transmission. Dear friends, for maximum power transmission, the condition is centrifugal tension Tc equal to T maximum by 3. T maximum by 3. That T maximum is the maximum tension. That maximum tension is given as T. Therefore, it is equal to T by 3. But what is the centrifugal tension? Centrifugal tension equal to mv square. mv square. Therefore, mv square equal to T by 3 or V square equal to T by 3m, where m equal to mass of the belt. Therefore, velocity equal to root over maximum tension divided by 3m, where m equal to mass of the belt. So anyhow, the condition for maximum power transmission is belt velocity equal to root T maximum by 3m or root T by 3m. Look at the option C. Option C is absolutely correct. Option C is absolutely correct. I hope all of you clearly understood. Since it is also a very important problem, I am marking as a 5-star problem. Let us move to the next problem. Look at the 12th problem asked in 2012. It is asked like this. When the belt is stationary, it is subjected to some tension known as initial tension. The value of this tension is equal to, you are asked to find the initial belt tension. If you take the belt drive, particularly the open belt drive, in the open belt drive, the belt is connected to the pulleys like this. The arrangement is such that both driver and driven rotating in the same direction. Let this is the driver and this is the follower. Assume the driver is running in the clockwise direction, the driven also running in the same direction. By the time the driver is running in the clockwise direction, the driver pulley is pulling the belt like this and it is pushing the belt like this. By the time the driver pulley is running in the clockwise direction, the driver pulley is pulling in this direction, pushing the belt in this direction. Therefore, you can find that maximum tension is found on the top side and less tension is found on the bottom side. The top side tension I can say tight side. Top side tension is tight side tension. Let that tight side tension is T1 and this is the slack side. the slack side tension is T2. Remember that T1 by T2, this is the relation between the T1 and T2. T1 by T2 equal to e power mu theta. When the belt is stationary, if the belt is stationary means the pulleys are not rotating. The initial belt tension may be denoted by T naught is equal to T1 plus T2 by 2, where T1 equal to tight side tension, and T2 equal to slack side tension. Anyhow, the initial belt tension means the net tension in the belt when the belt system is not running is the average tension between the tight side and slack side. Therefore, the answer is option A, tension in the tight side of the belt. No. Option B, tension in the slack side of the belt. No. Option C, sum of the tensions on the tight side and slack side of the belt. No. Sum divided by 2. Option D, average tension of the tight side and slack side of the belt. Absolutely correct. Option D is absolutely correct. I hope you clearly got my point. This problem also very important problem. That's why I am marking as a 5-star problem. Let's go for the next problem. Look at the 13th problem asked in 2013. In case of a flywheel, the maximum fluctuation of energy is, dear friends, the energy stored in the flywheel is always in the form of kinetic energy. So kinetic energy stored in the flywheel equal to half I omega square, where I equal to mass moment of inertia, omega equal to angular speed. Then maximum kinetic energy stored in the flywheel equal to half I into omega 1 square, and minimum kinetic energy stored in the flywheel equal to half I omega 2 square. This is the maximum kinetic energy stored in the flywheel. Similarly, a minimum kinetic energy stored in the flywheel. Minimum kinetic energy stored in the flywheel is half I omega 2 square. Dear friends, remember the difference between this maximum kinetic energy and minimum kinetic energy is called maximum fluctuation of energy. Maximum fluctuation of energy equal to the difference between the maximum kinetic energy and minimum kinetic energy. Of course, it can also be written as half I into omega 1 square minus omega 2 square. This is the maximum fluctuation of energy. Now let me read the problem. In case of flywheel, the maximum fluctuation of energy is the Look at the option A. Sum of the maximum and minimum energies. Option A is not correct. Look at the B. Difference between the maximum and minimum energies. Yes, absolutely correct. Difference between the maximum kinetic energy and the minimum kinetic energy is the maximum fluctuation of energy. I hope all of you got my point. This problem also equally important. Let me mark as a 5-star problem. These are all very important problems for any competitive exam at the diploma level. Let us go for the next problem. Look at the 14th problem asked in 2013. During dwell period of camp, the follower is at rest. During the dwell period, the follower is at rest. Therefore, option A is absolutely correct. Let's go for the last problem. Look at the last problem. It is asked in 2010. The cam follower extensively used in aircraft engine is, remember, for the aircraft engine, preferably spherical faced follower is used. Therefore, option D is absolutely correct. So remember this point. This problem is also very important problem. Commonly this kind of question is asking in the competitive exam for the diploma mechanical students. I hope all of you clearly understood all these problems. Once again, you please go through the practice, because practice is the mother of memory. If you find any difficulty while you are doing the practice, you please send all your doubts to GeoByte. Anyhow, thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel called GeoByte for getting the future update information. Thank you. Thank you once again. Have a great day.
GeoByte.